You can say anything you want. You like wine, sex, what else?
Bakery
and cars.
Yeah, there we
go.
That's a great
All bases covered.
Yeah.
You know. This is so good. You're gonna put this on the public?
Oh, yeah.
We're gonna edit something.
It's embarrassing.
You should be embarrassed.
This is so good. You're gonna put this on the public?
Yeah.
We're gonna edit something.
It's embarrassing.
You should be embarrassed.
But I gotta laugh at my own jokes. That's
Yeah, I'm not gonna.
Jesus. Rosalind.
We're gonna send a copy to Rosa.
She's gonna have a fit
James.
with the recording of this.
James? Who's James? Hey everybody, I'm Roger Borroway, and this is Jim Rotman, or should I say James Rotman?
Jim's fine.
Thank you, James. I appreciate that.
But no. Okay. Boy, I can't swear.
My friend Fernando.
Fernando from Vintage House, and today we're gonna feature our friend Jim. This is What's on your Hood podcast.
And this is Jim Rotman. Or should I say James? I don't know.
Hey, whatever.
Come on now, Jim, what is
I've been
it?
called a lot.
Jimbo.
Oh, not that.
Actually, Jim is a super interesting guy. Pain in the ass, but super interesting guy. He's had a very colorful life.
I agree.
I mean,
Very inspiring, actually.
yes. He's been up, he's been down, he's been up. We're talking multi-millionaire.
Unfortunately, he takes that for granted.
He does.
You know?
He really does.
He does.
But you know what? To us, it's very special. To him,
course.
just every day.
It's another day. Right, yeah.
But, so, Jim, tell me about a little bit about your background.
I guess when I was growing up, as a teenager, I started working for the family business. And I learned it from the ground up.
What was the family business, Jim?
Fairfield County News in Bridgeport, it was a news agency, wholesaler. Magazines, paperback books, and newspapers. It was an interesting business. I did that for many years until I went off to college.
You went to college?
I think so, yeah.
Okay. That was a blur, right?
Yeah, I went to college.
Okay.
Yeah, St. Louis U. So when I got out of college, I went to work for agencies in northern Wisconsin and Michigan and upstate New York. And then after that, I couldn't deal with a lot of family stuff. So I went to work for Larry Flint.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Whoa.
Who's Larry Flint?
Larry, he owned...
Hustler magazine.
Oh, God.
you missed that one? Come on.
Yeah, I should have known that.
God. So, I got a...
So is that why you're the way you are now?
That's what Ross says. So, geez. So that was interesting. I controlled the East Coast on distribution. But I worked in Manhattan for years. Worked for ARA down in Virginia. I moved to Virginia.
What's ARA?
It's another large distribution company. I ended up living in Virginia Beach and New Orleans, and I just kept moving around. And then I ended up coming back into Connecticut, and then worked for the collection agency, and then got into business forms and estimating. So I did all their pricing for years, and then ended up outside of Newburgh, New York. I opened up a big arcade.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I had an arcade up there.
No kidding.
A couple hundred machines. It was a good-sized arcade.
Whoa.
See, that I didn't know.
Yeah.
I never knew that.
There was different people in that business, and I was well-liked, so that made my life a little easier.
Time out. You were well liked? Come on.
And so, yeah, they used to come in and visit me.
Really?
Yeah. And they used to, when I started a route on top of the arcade, because sometimes what you do is you move your equipment out of the arcade, buy new equipment, and the older stuff moved into bars and different things.
Right.
So they'd help me out with some things. I got a phone call and they needed a head estimator at a printing company right down the road. So I ended up doing that. And I think I was working 7 days a week.
Been there, done that.
Yeah, we all have.
Yeah, and then, I'm going to go through this quick on timeline. Then I ended up meeting Gary, another partner who I became at Danbury Business Forums, and bought half the company. And we were partners for, I guess, 15 years. And that's how I got into manufacturing.
So, Jim, where'd you get all the money to buy this, buy that? Family money?
Some of it was, and then I ended up borrowing it and then paying it back.
You paid it back, too.
Paid it back to the bank. My brothers got everything for nothing. They never worked a day in their life.
What's
You
the
got an
secret?
interesting family.
I had to put that.
What's the
Is that you,
secret?
brother?
So anyways, I did well with that. I had a lot of real estate in Danbury here, and then ended up getting out of manufacturing in the late 90s and got into rare gold and silver coins.
Right.
And been doing that for about 26 years. But I've been traveling all over the United States, and it's wonderful.
See, that's amazing. The whole business concept, it's amazing.
Yeah.
Nobody really knows about it.
Right. And some of your coins, how expensive is some of your coins?
Maybe a couple $100 up to about $1 million.
Okay, $1 million each?
Yeah.
Okay, that's substantial.
But what's fascinating about that is I was a stamp collector. So, and I did that for like 30, 40 years in trains. But the coins were the same parallel as stamps. You have rare and you have common. So I moved right into that, and it was fun. I could travel, great hotels,
Right.
meet some nice people.
Were you always into cars?
I love cars because when I was growing up, my dad, what did he have? Well, I remember my uncle, he was in the Porsche Revolution.
Okay.
And then he had a 64 E-Jag. He had, I think he had, a 250 Ferrari or...
The show wheelbase?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Porsches and Healey's, and then my father liked big cars, so he had a couple of Rolls convertibles, a Phantom 5 in 64, that was magnificent, and a Mercedes 600 Pullman in 71. A lot of, S-Class Mercedes and all that stuff. So I always liked the cars. Then he used to have dealers, which I've never seen before, but they'd bring the cars down from Long Island, like Jaguars in those days, and different cars, so we can look at them. So that's how I got into cars, and then I got started buying. I think I've owned 30 cars.
Well, it was an interesting story how you got here.
Yeah.
Rosalind gave me a call. Hey, Raj, you know anybody that could take care of, my friend's Ferrari, just got a new Ferrari, blah, blah, blah. I said, I got just the person.
Well, yeah, because Roz, it's been 8 years, I think, or 9 years with Roz now. And so when I bought the car, she said, I'm not getting in that car, Jim. And I said, okay. So I ended up buying the car.
There's a funny story how you bought it. Though.
Yes.
You bought the car without even seeing the car.
Buy a Ferrari sight unseen.
Not even. The guy's in California, he's in Connecticut.
The guy, this was fascinating. He was a Persian artist, a musician, and I think a pretty well-known, famous guy. I saw Rosalind's daughter-in-law's father had the 308. So I had a Ferrari in the 70s. So I said, I can't deal with this. I need to get another Ferrari. So I started looking at Hemmings, and I was looking for a 308. And that car, it just showed up. And the price, I said, holy moly. I said, that makes good sense. So I started emailing Hemmings to try to find out who owned that car, and it took me a month. And I finally got an email back or text or whatever, and phone number, and I called the guy. And he said there was a problem with someone that was trying to buy it, and so I said, is it still available? He says, I don't know if I can pay that. Then I got to do the auction percentage. He said, Jim, it's not an auction, it's not anything, it's just my car and I want to sell it. I said, okay. So then, and I don't screw around. I said, I love the car, I want to buy the car. Most people would run away from that, but I don't have time for that. So I offered him a number. And he said it's too low, and it's the GTS, which there's, I think, only 4 or 5 in the country. There's not many of them.
Right.
And I said, well, what do you want for that thing? He says, I want this. Well, will you take that? He says, okay. I says, fine, I'll buy it. He said the car is absolutely perfect. the engine's gorgeous, the engine, the car's gorgeous. And there's like 32,000 miles on it. I said, is the car good? He says, yeah. So.
No, you had 28,000 when you bought it.
28?
You had less,
Right,
yeah,
okay.
28,000.
Yeah. I said, I'll just buy the thing. Sight unseen. I just saw pictures. And then I called Ferrari. I did some homework. I spoke to a couple of Ferrari dealers because there were actually two owners. So the guy that I was going to buy it from, his name wasn't on any paperwork. So I'm saying, oh, Jesus, yeah, here we go again. But it worked out. And I sent him a couple of checks. And then I said, Ross, let me get out of here. I've been trying to do this for 30 years, 40 years, I don't know. So she stalls me till February. So I buy the car in December, and it's sitting out there, all paid for. And I'm getting nervous because I'm on a jet.
Right.
Land. I said, geez, Ross, what if the car isn't there?
Yep.
So I finally get over there. I turn the corner. I took a cab. I didn't even want to screw around. I just kept me there. So I got there. And there the thing was sitting, and it needed a car wash. And then the guy comes out, and I said, how are you? And we started talking. And he just said, what did he say? He said, you got to take off. I said, well, can we spend a few minutes so I can figure out how this thing works? And so we went through the car. And then I told him I felt bad that he had to sell the car. And he said, Jim, I can't, it's in San Francisco. There's nothing but aggravation out here, and then you have hills and stop signs and bad people. So take it and have fun with it. So that's what I did. And he says to me, he says, I got to tell you something, Jim. He says, my wife said there's no one would write checks for this amount of money and not get out here until a month or two later and buy it. He says, you're out of your mind. I said, thanks. I trusted you.
Very trustworthy.
They know that now, so we've known that for a while.
So the wife thought he's crazy. But I don't know, you have intuition, like the guy was an honest guy.
Yeah.
He was, and the car is beautiful. And it's here, and geez, it runs beautiful. So that's done, and the Jaguar runs beautiful. So everything's great. I have nothing to complain about. 3 kids. 5 grandchildren, and a wonderful girlfriend, and the whole world's great.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And Nancy, who lives in the house, she's a sweetheart.
Who's Nancy?
Lives in the house, and I take care of whatever I have to take care of to make sure she's all right.
This is an interesting part. Get into that a little bit.
I didn't want anyone to know about that.
Listen, you have art as big as all outdoors. Well, let me hear about that a little.
Yeah, he's got a big heart, and he takes it for granted.
Exactly.
No one helped her. And when I came back into Connecticut, when I got out of the printing industry, I got her, helped her get a job at Nickerson. They hired her. And she ended up running her office and everything. And she's 75 now. She retired, and then she had a condo. And my daughter helped her get a mortgage and everything. And everything was fine. And then after she retired, she found out she had cancer.
Okay.
So, and then no one was willing to help the woman. So she was really upset. And so I battled for her. And then she thought she was going to be on the street, just all kinds of stuff that shouldn't be.
Right.
She's too good of a woman for anything to ever happen to this woman. And the effing state and the effing town are useless. And I better calm down about that because I got no use for politicians. So,
Easy.
so I said, just move into my house, second floor. Just take it, bring the dog, the cat. I don't care. I'm like Dr. Doolittle. So I did, and I said, pay me what you want, and if you can't, I don't care. Just move in. You're safe, and enjoy your life.
Right.
So she did, and she's happy. And then ended up moving out of that area down into the New Milford area, and I said, just come on, And so I make sure she's good because no one else will.
Right.
And Rosalind's been wonderful because she understands.
I'm sure it wasn't easy though. Who's 200 women?
Yeah, but
You know?
You know what? Fernando and I have talked about this quite often. How big a heart you have to do something like that. Who else, really, think about it, who else would do
It's
something?
not
Well,
common.
It's
no one
not
does
going to happen.
anything for anyone.
I mean, Jim, you're one in a million. You really are. See what I'm saying? Yeah. No. It's special, Jim.
But it's not right for not knowing to do anything. She's worked 50, 60 years, and they tell her she makes too much money for Social Security. This is like a nightmare with me, and I have no patience because this world's changed for the worse.
Right.
I mean, people just don't give a damn. Their jaws go up and down, but nothing ever happens. They don't put their money where their mouth is, and I'm tired of that routine. So she's safe. She's fine.
That's good.
Jim, let me tell you, I don't know of anybody that would do what you do. You know, and again, you know.
I know someone. Jim.
Yes.
Yeah, but it's not, I don't.
No, James.
Jimbo.
I don't talk about it because it's not a good. It's just.
Well, I know, but you know what? More people should really express themselves, and you should let people know what's the right thing to do. You know what I'm saying?
Is that why my kids tell me to go see someone to talk to?
Oh, God, yes.
Because I think I'm nuts.
And you're not?
Yeah, I see a nice guy. Talk to him. And what's crazy about that deal is he says, Jim, you know what? You're absolutely right. You're one of the only clients I have that's somewhat always right, but goes about it incorrectly.
No kidding.
So,
Yep.
well, I call a spade a spade. Can you say that these days?
Jim, you know what? You're being very, very calm in this talk. I've never seen you this calm before.
No, it's a different Jim, right? It's a
I don't
different
know,
Jim.
man.
What's the cursing?
Roz told me.
What is it?
I know. I'm waiting for him to blow up.
No, she told me she can't deal
I'm like, come on, do it now, do it
Nancy
now.
Roz cannot deal with my nonsense. So I stopped it.
How can we push your
That's
buttons?
Jim, you stopped it? You stopped the nonsense?
Yeah, I calmed down a little.
How long? For how long?
I've been good for a month so far.
Oh, that's not bad. That's not bad. 30 days.
Okay, we're gonna put it up on the wall.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
get a calendar.
Yeah, it's like an alcoholic. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, the only thing that's been tough is I had to stop I love bakeries. So I don't really drink much. I like good wine. And I love bakeries. No womanizing, no nothing, just cars and, should I say sex?
You can say anything you want. You like wine, sex,
Yeah.
what else?
Bakery and
Bakery and cars.
Yeah, there we
There we go.
That's a great
All
life.
bases
I mean,
covered.
Yeah,
you know.
yeah.
I always stayed away from, even when I was growing up, I really never got involved with drugs because it always took you out of reality. So my parents, I had a great life growing up, but it was
Okay.
always traveling the world.
How many servants did you have and all that stuff?
4 or 5, you know.
Yeah, but who's counting?
No. So they brought me up on, fine art, music,
Right.
and you treat a woman the way they should be treated, and it was great. I mean, it was wonderful. I had all these good qualities, so why destroy them? And I brought my kids up that way.
That's good. Yeah.
And thank God they're all doing well. And the
Good
grandkids
for
are
them.
great. And everybody's happy, I think.
Jim,
What?
thanks so much, my friend.
Oh, you're welcome.
You're the best. No matter where everybody
Glad
else-
to have you, Jim.
Thank you.
All right, guys. Thanks again. Don't forget to subscribe.
That's terrible. Was that?
You know what? You as soon as that camera went on, you lost it. No more laughing and being your regular stuff. Well, I grew up and then you were boring for a while
When?
at the beginning.
I'm not great at this.
Jim, as soon as you knew that camera was on, you froze up.
Yeah. Because I didn't want anyone to know this stuff. So, it's all right.
But you know what? You got good as we went along. You got very good.
All right.
But at first, I'm saying, when is this gonna end?
Again, it's just the first one. We're gonna get better at it.
Jim, you're so much better when you don't know. We're just bullshitting.
Yeah.
You're funny as a
Yeah.
right?
I guess I guess so.
Yes.
Because I don't think I don't care anymore. So I
Why
have to
should
say
you
what
care?
I gotta say.
Right.
It used to bother me what people thought of me. Now I couldn't give a. I
Jim,
don't
you've been there, you've done that, of
Yeah.
course.
Yeah. So it's just not worth the aggravation.
No, not at all.
So, and
Well, you shouldn't care, anyways. Just be yourself.
They used to tell you only have 3 or 4 friends in life, and you know what? It's true. I can count the friends on my fingers. That's it.
Yeah, oh yeah.
You know, I always say this. You know, open up a business, and you'll find out who your true friends are.
Yes.
You know, go through, something serious in life, and then you'll find out who your friends are.